Hello everyone, welcome back to Bullet Journaling with Eva. This is the episode 8 of the Ultimate Bullet Journaling for Beginners series, and today we will talk about titles. How to create unique and functional titles in your bullet journal. Here are 50 ideas that I prepared for you. We will start with our supplies. You will need a bullet journal. I am using this Honeybee Edition bullet journal by Notebook Therapy. Then some calligraphic pens, some pointliners, and some brush pens. All the materials that I am using will be listed below so you can check them out. First, I will start with calligraphy, and I will also mark each title with a number so you can comment below which title you like the most and why. If you want to learn how to write in calligraphy, you can check my 2 videos, which I will link here in the right corner. The first title is just simple calligraphy. The second one is something really similar. For each downstroke you will apply high pressure, and for each upstroke you will apply light pressure, creating capital letters. We will do the third one with a brush pen. I will just write down my title in calligraphy simply using the brush pen. The next one is really similar. Again, you will use brush pen for writing your title, but then you will take your pointliner and add a line on each downstroke to create texture for your letters. The fifth one is one of my favorites. It's colorful. First you will start with a light brush pen, then you will go over it with the same color to create that gradient. I am going to do 3 passes with the same color, and at the end I will take a darker color and add the last layer. And you are trying to create this sort of a gradient effect on the letters. I really like this one. I think it looks nice. And you can even upgrade it a little bit by adding white on the top. Next, we will draw a line with our brush pen, and then in capital letters you will write the abbreviation of your title. For example, here I have Monday, so I will write down just month. And then inside of that banner that you just created, you will write your full title. The next one is something really similar to the previous one, but you will use small letters instead of capital letters. Again, just a shortening of the word, like mon, and then you will write your title, for me, Monday, inside of that line that you created with your brush pen. Next, we will also work with brush pen, but we will use it as a background. Take your brush pen and fill in the space that you will write your title on, and then take your pointliner and just write your title in some fun or nice style. Then we will combine 2 colors in the background, a lighter shade and a darker shade. Then, with a calligraphic pen, you will just write down your title. You can also decorate it a little bit with a heart or some different doodle. The next two are really simple ones, using just a pointliner. The first one is just writing your title in capital letters with the pointliner. And the second one is really similar again, but this time we will write small letters. The 12th one will be just a combination of capital and small letters. For the next one, take your brush pen and create a line. Now write your title on that line, but the letters should go over that line. You can also add some decoration with your second brush pen. The 14th one is something that I really like. With a brush pen, write down your title in calligraphy. For this one, you will need a marker that can write over a brush pen. I am using this acrylic Blumad marker in white. And now we will just create these lines and dots that will create the bubble shape of your title. Now we will go straight to some banners that you can use in your bullet journal. So the 15th title will be a simple banner. The height of the banner in your bullet journal will be 3 dots, and the length will depend on the title. And now you will just write down your title on that banner. The next one is similar, but now we will start with our brush pen and create the same type of banner again. You can leave it just like a colorful banner, or you can take your Unipin point liner and add some shape to it. Again, write your title inside of the banner in the capital letters. For the 17th one, I was inspired by the word that I just wrote down. This one is going to be something like a cat. First, I will create the eyes, and then I will write down the title with a point liner that is a little bit smaller. For the next one, we will mix a point liner and a brush. You will start with a down stroke with your brush, then you will take your point liner and write the letter, repeating this process for each letter of your title. And that's all. So I hope you have your favorites so far. If you do, just leave me a comment about which ones are your favorites, and we will go straight to our next one, which is number 19. This one is something similar to the previous one, but you are not using your brush pens, you are creating the volume of your letter with your point liner. Again, everything is in a capital letters. The next one is the really simple one. You will take your brush pen and create a wave with it. And then, with your point liner, you will write down your title on the top of that wave you just created. 21st one is one of my favorites. Here you write the abbreviation of your title with a brush pen, and then in a nice font, write the full word of your title. It's something really similar to the previous one, but this one has an even nicer font for Monday or that title. Now we will create different backgrounds for our titles. First, I will create this background of lines that are going vertically and horizontally in the same color, and I will just write my title with a point liner on top of it. And you can also add some doodles. I'm also preparing 2 doodle videos for you for the next week, so stay tuned. But let's go to the next one. Now we will mix 2 colors and create vertical lines that place the title on top of these lines. Next, we will do the same with the 2 colors, but now horizontally. Alternative between 2 colors, create a background with them. And then write down your title. You can also do the same as the 23rd one with 2 colors. Next, you will take your calligraphic pen and write down your title. And then you will go over each downstroke with a point liner. You can see that I made a mistake here with this O. It should be on the opposite side of that letter, but it happens. For the next one, you can add a simple doodle, for example, a flower or a cloud, and you can write down your title with a calligraphic pen on the top. Okay, we have more than half, so let's continue strong to the end. Title 28. This one is really simple but effective. You will take your point liner and write down your word just like you did in the 19 example. But instead of leaving the space empty, you will add diagonal lines into it. You can use this, for example, for a comic theme in your bullet journal. The next one is going to be really simple. You will just fill in a square or a rectangle or whatever shape you want and just go over it with a point liner and write the title inside of the shape just created. Next, we have something really interesting. You will start with a line using your brush pen and then with your point liner. Each line will go on the top of the line you just created and then under it. I think it looks really nice and you can decorate it a little bit. Now we will do some titles with circles. Here, I'm alternating between 2 of my colors with my brush pens, and I am creating some small and some larger circles with them. And now I will just add letters to each of those circles. Or you can do it all in one color and draw all circles the same size, again adding a letter to each circle. For title 33, we will do the same as we did in the 31 but with triangles. Again, alternate between 2 colors, creating those triangles, or using the same color or even a rainbow of colors, and then with your point liner write down your title. Next, use the same color but different sizes of circles. I recommend starting small. Writing down your title, it could look really interesting if you use a nice font. The next one alternates between letters within triangles and letters without triangles. Draw a triangle with a brush pen and then write each letter inside or beside those triangles. 36 is something really similar. Draw a wave with your brush pen and then take your calligraphic pen and write down your title on the top of it. We already have a whole spread of different title ideas, but I promised you 50 of them, so let's just turn the page and go on the next one. Here you will create two parallel waves and you will use your pointliner to write your title matching the shape between them. The next one is something again really interesting. Take your brush pen and create diagonal lines, write your title on top of them. And then take a point liner and add some dots on those lines you created with your brush pen. Next, create something like a dialog window that you have on your computer. You can write down your title in that empty space, or you do it just like I did, with a title and a subtitle. Okay, 10 more to go. For title 40, we will create a semicircle with your title. Something really similar but with circles. To create a semicircle, add a letter to each circle. The next one is similar, but you will just outline the circles and write your letters inside. And then circles here will alternate between up and down. Again, let me know in the comment below which ones are your favorites so far. I would love to know which ones look the best to you. For the next one, you will write down your title and then just decorate it with your brush pen. Now let's go back to some banners because I forgot about this type. Here you can write each letter in one part of the banner. The next one will also be a banner, but with circles going down the banner. You can fill in those circles or leave them empty. I decided to fill them with two different colors, and finally just add your letters inside the circles. The next one is really easy. Here I will just draw the letters to look like balloons. And you can do the same thing, but starting with a brush pen, you will write down your title and then you will take a point liner and just outline it. Next, take your brush pen and write your title. You can also do a balloon effect. Then take your point liner and add some small dots on the top of the brush pen letters. The last two are simple calligraphy with some shading. I didn't realize that my brush pen does not work with my calligraphic pen, and here you can see that it's smudged a bit, but we all make mistakes sometimes. And for the last one, I just created wavy background, Take your point liner and write down your title in capital letters. And that's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Just leave me a comment with your favorite titles. I hope you find some inspirations in this video, and I will see you next week when we will go over doodles that you can do in your bullet journal, and we will have two parts of that. Next week we will doodle some simple doodles, and the week after that we will work on some flower doodles. See you next week with doodles and enjoy! Bye!